Hi, everyone. I'm Dewana, and I am so glad you're here with us today. I know many of you already know who I am sitting with, but for those of you who are new to the Cricut community, I am joined today by Ashish Arora, who is the CEO of Cricut. He has joined us to talk about some amazing updates that we have made to our platform and to Design Space and about our priorities going forward. So thank you, Ashish, for joining us today.
Thanks, Ivana. I am absolutely excited. First of all, I'm Ashish, I'm the CEO. I love these conversations. I love these conversations because it allows us to showcase some of the some of the things that we don't, sometimes we give you the inside view of things. And I love sharing those with our members. And, hopefully you are as excited as we are, but I am looking forward to this. In fact, just to tell you a story, I was just before this call, Dewana was telling me, Ashish, I am most excited about this particular recording or this particular viewing, and so again, we're going to show you some amazing things. And
I'm so excited. There's so many incredible updates and so much more coming, right? But yeah, let's share a few of the things. Let me get into.
actually, well, while you're doing that and you're getting it set up, let me just talk, in general. So we do these almost once a quarter to share more of what's going on this, on the platform side, which is our platform is Design Space. Uh, Let me, at a high level, talk about things that we are working on. One is we continue our focus on performance and reliability, right? So we are constantly touching base with our members. We are testing our systems. We want to make sure different configurations of OSs and machines and you know uh, browsers. How do we make sure that the platform really works well across the board, right? So we do have our Design Space app. We need to make sure it works across lots of different operating system versions, machine versions, etc. The second is, which is probably going to be most of the focus of today's conversation, is we embarked on a multi-year journey to make our platform incredibly versatile. So for people who love using our tools, our blank canvas, how do we give them the entire playing field to play on? At the same time, and we're adding features, we're making things easier, etc. At the same time, we also want to make it incredibly easy for people to, when they have a specific project in mind, how to get to that project. So let's, Dewana, why don't you show bookmarks, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the user flows and the guided flows that we're talking about.
Absolutely. So now when users land on the homepage, one of the ribbons that I'm really excited about is the very first ribbon, which is your bookmarks. So these are a few things I've bookmarked over the last few months, and it's a great reminder for me to be like, oh yeah, I do want to go back and make that. It inspired me once. It's inspiring me every time I log into Design Space. So I love that they are quick and easy and right up at the top for me to see every time I come into Design Space.
Yeah. So Dewana, so you see the top of the screen, right? You have these buttons, vinyl decal, iron-on t-shirts, gift tags, blank canvas. So let me just take a second to talk about these.
Yeah.
Today, what we have in our platform is what we call the blank canvas, right? So when you click on the blank canvas, you will get the entire playing field, right? You can go search for content, you have all the tools, you can go make any project you want.
Mhm.
But we also know from our users that many times you have a certain project intent. You have a certain project in mind, and you want to just get to that project. So if you wanted to make a t-shirt, and that's your intent coming into the system, into the platform, then how do we just optimize the flow? How do we give you the content that only applies to t-shirts? How do we give you the tools to make a t-shirt? How do we give you the tools to see how the t-shirt's going to look like and get you all the way to the end where you can actually have the t-shirt in your hand? Similarly for vinyl decal, right? If you're there to make a vinyl decal, we're not going to show you greeting cards and we're not going to show you 3D boxes, right? So,
Right.
I think Devana is going to show you what these guided flows look like and how we can take your project intent and help you get to your end project. So Devana, you clicked on a t-shirt, I guess.
Yes, I did. And I'm just thinking I'm going to make a t-shirt for myself for a cruise that I have coming up. So when I click on the women's t-shirt, The thing I love about this, Ashish, is it gives me an idea of what size I want that image to be based on the size of the t-shirt that I'm using. So you'll see if I go to a large t-shirt, it's 9 by 9, but when I stay with a small t-shirt, it's 8 by 8. So I love that it gives you already, the moment you log in, it gives you an idea of what you need to be doing. So from here, when I click create, you'll notice that the canvas looks very different, right? So I have a canvas size now, or a design space area now, of 8 by 8, which is the size that I selected. Now I can always change that later if I decide to, but right now my canvas is set for an 8 by 8, so I know that that's the design of the t-shirt that I want to make, or the size. So let's just go
But
in.
that's the first change, right? When you today everybody is used to this idea of an infinite canvas, right? Which people
Yeah.
love, which you can still get if you had clicked the blank canvas option. But Dewana is showing you that you selected a t-shirt, so the t-shirt is in the context of that design area of 8 by 8 inches, which she chose.
Yeah. So I love this. Let your dream set sail. You'll notice when I added it to my canvas, it fit perfectly in the 8 by 8. I think I want to make it a little bit smaller because I'd like to add some, maybe some, I don't know, stars to this as well. So let's add some stars to my canvas as well. And I don't know which ones I want. I may use these, but I also kind of like these, and I'm not sure which one. So now when I'm not sure, and I think I want to just move these off to the side a little bit because I want to think about it and play around with them and see which ones I like best up here. I can move this off to the side, but you'll notice when I move it off to the side now, it turns a lighter gray, right? Because that's not in my work area. So when I go to hit make, these stars here that are grayed out will not cut. So the only thing that will cut is what's here on my design area. So I love that because it gives me places to put things when I'm not sure I want to. And I don't know about you, Ashish, but I have cut things accidentally, right? So I put a lot of stuff on my canvas and things that I wasn't really sold on, but I went to hit make and everything on my canvas cut when I only intended to cut certain things. So I love this.
It's a great inspiration board, right? So
Yeah.
I do it all the time, Joanne. I'll have 4 or 5, 6 things, and I'll see how they look, and then I may decide to use them or not. But I love this concept where if you move things off the design area, they're there if you need them, but they're not going to cut, but you can see that they're there, right?
Yeah. One important thing to mention though is this is a definitive line, right? So if I take these stars and I move them halfway off, when I go to cut, only half of those stars are going to cut. So it truly will only cut what is fully on your little 8 by 8. So I love that. Since we're right here, I want to show you, this is another, I mean, there's so many little updates and we could probably talk all day, Ashish, and we just can't go over everything. But since this is right in front of me, I want to talk about this new little icons now that show up when you click on an image. So quick and easy tools. So from right here, I can delete it, I can duplicate it, I can attach it to something, I can group it right here without having to go into the tool panel, which we'll talk about in a minute. But these tools are nice and handy, regardless of, and they will change based on what I have selected. So here you can see the tools that I have selected for this image, but when I go up to just a single black layer tool, you can see I can either delete it or duplicate it.
I also love the top panel, right? Which is the tools are so much simplified, right?
Yes.
If you click on an image, Giovanna, if you just click on the image again, you see the above bar where it says basic cut, width, height, just the things that you would need. So how do I
Right.
get to all the tools that I used to be able to see? Where do you find those?
Oh, I love this. This is like one of my favorite. I know I say that about everyone, but I love this. So now I love the clean look, right? So it's not overcrowded. You're not trying to look everywhere for all of your tools. So now when you click on this little pencil up here, you'll get a tool panel. And this is a contextual tool panel. What I mean by that is you will only see the tools highlighted that you can actually use in the image that you have selected. So if I click off of all of the image, you'll see nothing's there because it's not understanding what it is I'm trying to do or what I need tools for. But the moment I click something, the tools that I can use for this specific image will pop up. And I just think that is so refreshing. So I'm not trying to go through every single tool to figure out, is this what I need? Or can I use this? Or can I not use that? It tells you what you can do. So I love that. And then if you have multiple images selected at the same time, it'll give you even more tools. All your combined features will show up
Yeah.
at that point.
I tend to get very excited. So some hearts for you.
Yes, I get excited about the tool panel because I just love it. I just think it's a phenomenal addition. So that's coming soon. Another great feature when you're talking about creating a t-shirt is I'm not really sure what this is going to look like. Like, I'm not sure I'm going to like that on a t-shirt. So now if you look on the left toolbar, there's a little preview option here. So when I click on preview, and give it just a second. Sometimes it takes it a second to, there we go. Oops. There we go. So now I can see what it's going to look like on my t-shirt. And I love the size. If I select all here and maybe I don't want it as big, I can just make it a little bit smaller and it automatically updates on the t-shirt to show you where it would land on a small women's t-shirt.
And you want to try bringing the other stars instead of these.
Sure.
You
Yeah,
just
so that's a great thing. So maybe I don't like these stars. Maybe I like these stars.
right. So this is what I love, right? And when I'm
Ah,
visualizing the idea of the design area plus this, space that you have to throw other things or to add other things, and you can
yeah,
constantly mix and match and see what you like and what you don't without
yeah,
having to cut them. So
yes. So that's a great update as well. So they've done such a phenomenal job. And another thing, and I know I keep saying and another thing and another thing, but now, and this you can move around. So depending on where you like it, you can always move it around. So I'm gonna just move it out of my way for a moment and go back to the layers panel. Because check this out, Ashish. Well, I know you already know, so check this out, community. When I go to a group and I just hover, I'm not clicking, I'm just hovering over each one of these images. You'll notice on my canvas that that particular image is highlighting. So now I'll know exactly, like if I was just to look at this, I would have no idea where this little image is on this big image, right? So when I hover it over it, it highlights. So I don't know if you can see that, Ashish, but it's the water down there.
if you're doing the smaller, do the set sail or a bigger one so that people can immediately see how the
Yes, see the dreams right there? I'm hovering over between the dreams.
yeah.
And it's changing color, so it lets me know exactly which, and then I can click from there, like which one it is I want, right? But you don't have to click, you can just hover over and it'll work for you. So I love that. I love that. And since we're talking about colors, there's something else I really want to show you, but I do have to bring up another screen to show. So I'll come back to this in just a minute because there's more exciting things there. But in relation to the color panel and the colors, I want to show you another thing that the team has been working on, or show the community another thing that the team has been working on. If I can get it to come up here.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
it.
there it is. Okay. So it's called color consolidation. And what we have done is gone through our entire library and found all of the colors that are just almost identical. Not quite, but just almost. So as you can see, when I put these 3 images on my canvas, that would have taken me 15 mats to do. And you can see I have like 3, 4, 5 yellows on here and 3 different blues. They're not enough to really notice with your eye that they're different, but they were different. Like the hex code on these were actually different. So what we did is gone through our entire library and combined all of those colors that were just 1 number or 2 numbers off. Now, if you still want two yellows, but they are very different yellows, you'll still get that. But all of the ones that were 1 or 2 off, we've combined that. So now if I had done this, last month, this would have taken 15 mats. If I do that when this update comes, it would take me 6 mats, Ashish.
A lot of this is also unintentional. I used to find myself doing this all the time, right?
Yes.
You're adding images from many of our contributing artists. They're all one shade away, right? They're all one Pantone shade away,
Yes.
and it just all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, like I need 12 different types of yellows, right? So there's just some real math involved where the teams did a good job of saying, how do we know when the colors are close enough, and we can make it easier for the user so that basically we can save some material and make it easy, but it
Yes.
doesn't lose the richness of the project.
Right. And it's not something that, stands out or people are going to notice really easily, but you're going to notice that your project is just easier to make. There's not as many steps to go and make it. We still have color sync. We're calling it now material colors. It does the same thing. The labels are a little bit different. You can still drag and drop. You can still combine colors. You can still change colors. You can do whatever you want. Just the name basically has changed, but color sync is still color sync. So you can still go in and have full control over all of that, which I love. So let's say, Ashish, that I wanted to add some additional text to this let your dream set sail. And let's just say I wanted to add girls' time or something like that. There's a couple of, well, let me move it here. There's a couple of different things I can do here. So say I knew exactly what size I needed this text to be based on my image here. And I am going to change it to that size. So whatever I say, I know I need it to stay within this box. So if I click on text, go to my tool panel here, make sure wrap is on, and now you'll see shrink text. And then when the team first presented this to me, I thought, what is shrink text? But I will show you. So when I go to shrink text and I have that turned on, and then I go back to my box over here, and let's just say I wanted to say girls trip 2025, let's go. You'll notice my text size is changing and it's staying within that box that I have said it cannot be no longer or no larger than this. So my text automatically changes for me. So I know that when I move this to my canvas, it's going to fit exactly where I wanted it. That's amazing. I love that we have that. Actually, what I'm going to do here, another update. I know I just keep going and going, but let's say I typed in grills instead. Oops, do you see what just happened there? Now I have this little red line under this because it's like, hey, Dewana, you misspelled this. Spellcheck is coming to desktop.
And I think
So
it's
excited.
in this case, unlike a digital document or a PowerPoint or some digital designs, in this case, you make a typo, you basically have to run back to the store to get more material because you all of a sudden realize that your material, you cut the wrong thing and now you don't have enough materials left, right? So in spell check takes a real meaning in a physical world when you're making a physical project as opposed to a typo in a Word document or a PowerPoint, right? So I actually, again, simple things that we are adding and making sure that is a complete experience for our platform and for our users to make it easy, to remove all the frustrations, and to make sure that you can get from your project intent, the thing that you're trying there to make, to the
Yes.
end result. Right? That's what you want to do.
Yeah. Incredible. I just showed you so many and I'm not done, Ashish. But these are incredible updates. I am so excited about using these, but let's start a new project. Let's just start fresh here because there's something else on this canvas that is new that I'm super excited about, and that is Create AI. So if you're on the left-hand side and you click on Create AI, you'll
See,
get a new panel.
finish your thought. Sorry.
Oh, you'll get a new panel that pops up. And I know Ashish is going to go into more detail about this, but I wanted to get a prompt loading just so that you can see it does take a while because we are creating an image very specific to what it is that you are looking for. So I wanted to give time for that to prop. So I put in bride and groom on horseback riding through mountains, and I'm going to click generate. And then Ashish, if you want to talk a little bit more about Create AI and how that benefits the library overall, I'm sure they'd love to hear that.
Actually, let me talk about the platform and content, right? So content, you'll see a lot of innovation happening on content. And I'm sure that the next time we do an update, we'll show you some incredible, incredible things. But we have about 1.5 million images,
Mhm.
and it is amazing, right? And that's one of the reasons why we've been working on search, because how do we make sure that based on what you're looking for, get you the right content that you're looking for? In fact, we went around different stores and we looked at different trendy T-shirts, and we're like, oh, do we have this content that's trending right now in our database in our platform? And when we put the right terms, we were able to find all of those or similar kinds of trendy images that appeal to that aesthetic or that were in line with that aesthetic. So content and search go hand in hand. We have 1.5 million, images, and we're going to continue to add those images. And a huge majority of those images are from our contributing artists, right? And they are an incredibly talented, with their individual art, and they are very, very, very important to our platform. Our goal is to continue to add that original artwork, that original content, and that is core to our strategy.
Yeah.
As we looked at AI, right, and Dewana is going to get back into it in a second, we wanted to complement, to complete any holes, any gaps that we may have in our platform, right? So obviously we believe in unique art, we believe in individual talented content from our talented artists. But in addition to that, as our users are getting more and more used to having availability of AI, how do we complete those gaps? You have a really unique idea that we don't have an image for, right? And you are not able to find something that we should have had. Then you can use Create AI to create some exciting, imaginative things, right? So I think this is more of a complementary strategy to our contributing artists and the content, and we're going to continue to, innovate on both these dimensions. So
Absolutely. Great insight, Ashish. So you'll notice I got the results back from my bride and groom, and it will give you 2 results. Now you get 20 credits each month. I know this is a little different, but that's because I'm an employee, but you will get 20 credits every month.
access feature.
It is an access feature, and then they will not roll over, but you will get renewed on the first of every month. You'll get 20 credits again. But each search is 1 credit. So you'll get 2 images for the 1 credit. If you put them on your canvas, now let me just put them both on here because I love them both. Oops, I think I hit it more than once. So that was my error. The moment you put them on your canvas, it's going to go into your save tab up here, and I'll show you that in a minute. But I love these images of she. So this is, like you mentioned, the cap artists are extremely important to us, but this is something if you need something very, very unique and very different. So my son is getting married next year, and he's getting married in Montana in the middle of the mountains. And I just thought I'd make him a fun card. So I put this bride and groom on horseback in the mountains. Like, that's probably not something that we have in our library, although if I pieced a bunch of things together, I could probably have gotten it. But it is for those unique moments where you need something just very special, right? So let's just, when I go into save, so now that they've been on my canvas, I can go back and look at all of the ones that I have searched for. So as you can see here, I searched for a little boy on an elephant holding balloons and cotton candy. Again, that's just a very unique specified image for those special moments in your life where you just need that very special event. I know someone on our team, a little boy who broke his leg riding his bike, and they typed that in, and I think I may have that because I was helping them with that. I don't know, I have searched through so many things. Here it is. So this is like a very unique image, right, that you probably won't find in design spaces. A little boy riding a bike with a broken leg, right? So it's for those unique moments. But as you can see, I can go back through my history and find all of the things that I have searched for. So I love Create AI for that. I think the cap artists have incredible images, and I think for the everyday projects, that's probably where I'll go to. But for those very unique, special images, I think Create AI fills that gap for us.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay. And we're not done. There's still something else I want to show you. Okay, so let's get out of this and let's go to upload images. So I mentioned my son is getting married next year. So I found this little happily ever after that I was going to make into a wood sign for him. And you'll notice the moment I upload this, I get similar images. So complementary images, right, to what I already have in mind. So maybe I wanted to make this bigger or just a little bit different, or if I needed to add something a little bit different. I get all these similar images for inspiration on what I'm making. And I just love that. It's right there. I didn't have to go searching for it. It knows what I'm looking for, knows what kind of project I'm wanting to make, and it's there. Isn't that amazing?
So we are visually understanding what if this image it didn't have happily ever after? You would still be able to find complementary or similar images, right? So
Right.
the platform basically visually understands what you've uploaded, and it's kind of like assisting you with other images that may be similar, or they may be complementary, just to give you the inspiration, that you may be looking for. Or maybe in some cases, you know, let's say, Dewana, you wanted to have this sign, but you wanted to not repeat this message, or repeat this graphic in many, many places at the wedding, right? So maybe you
Right.
need to do some tableware or some signs that would, still keep it in the theme, but have a
Mhm.
different design. So I find that it just enriches your inspiration. It gives you the complementary, hey, here's something else that you can think of. Here's another idea, right? So I love the fact that our teams are able to, put the system in place, and we're seeing some incredible results where people, we are actually noticing in our system that people are uploading their images, and they're actually sometimes finding images that they want to add to the canvas from our platform.
Absolutely. Again, and we've talked about so much today, Ashish, and I just want to remind everyone that many of these features are not out yet, right? They are features that the team is working on, so they may look a little bit different when it comes out to live production. Many of these are in beta, so if you want to check them out, please go into our beta and check those out. And they will be coming into live production, and we're getting very close, which is why we're able to talk about them today. But just keep in mind, not everyone is going to see everything at the same time. And if you're in beta, you'll see a little bit more of it than if you're not in beta.
So do we have more? Are
Oh
we
no, actually, there's so much more, but I think we're running out of time. But as you're in beta and you're playing around, you'll see a lot of small updates. There was just so many. There's just so many I couldn't talk about them. And we have so much more to come. I'm telling you, there's so much more coming that I am just super excited about. But for today, that's my sneak peek.
Devana, thank you so much. I always love you're incredible in telling the story, and you do it so much better than I would ever be able to do so. But
Yeah.
we spent, a good some time talking through this update. We had lots of things to show, but let me kind of summarize this and bring it all together. We have several hundred people in our team, plus more, that
Mhm.
are working incredibly hard to listen to your feedback and to improve and make the platform magical, right? We are going to continue to, work on performance, work on reliability, make sure that you have a stable experience. In addition to that, we showed you how we're going to add tools that not only simplify the Canvas experience that you're used to, but also create these incredible guided flows that allow you to get from your initial project intent, what you came to do inside the Cricut Design Space platform, from a t-shirt to a vinyl, and we'll continue to add these use cases and walk you through a very simple, easy experience to help you get to the end result, right? I love these updates. We are, going to continue to communicate and show you sometimes things that have not even been released yet, because we love these conversations. And again, I want to thank everybody for their time for watching this today. And I want to thank you for putting this together. And I want to thank our teams for everything that they do. And absolutely, last and not least, I want to thank all our members. We would not be here without you. We love this privilege of serving you and delighting you with our innovation and our making the experience significantly better for you. So have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you, Ashish. Thank you, everybody.